All right. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. This is the 1v1 Titans Tournament. If you missed it, we just did like almost a 2-hour stream where we kicked off the tournament, where we said what it's all about. We did the tier list to kind of size up the board. We drew the bracket live. If you missed it, the quick recap is this is the 1v1 Titans Tournament. There's a $150 prize pool split between first and second. Winner will also get a ticket to the Colonist 2025 Colonist Championship, which is hosted in the Colonist Discord. It's a big championship that they're doing. You need a ticket to get into it, though, and this will be a ticket one way to get there. These Titan matches are all best of 7 matches, but each player gets 1 timeout per match. It's a 5-minute timeout. You have to use it in between games. You can use it in between any game you want. You only get 1 per match. And each player gets 1 board skip per tournament. It's like a veto. If you see a board you don't like, before you place your first settlement, you can decide to veto the board, skip it, and we're going to re-roll the map pretty much. You only get 1 per tournament, though. This is the first game coming up, so everybody still has theirs, obviously. We did a quick tier list. Like I said earlier, all of these players would be S or A on any other bracket of 16, but when there's this 16, we're all strong players. We zoomed in a little bit. This is kind of what we came down to. It was mostly just for fun, but this is the list of the players, and then we drew the bracket live. If you missed that live stream, you can go back and watch it. It was pretty fun. Okay. Yep. So this is the bracket. We drew it, and I drew Rodawg, DudeNolann versus Rodawg. So that's going to be our first game right here. Agron has or he's going to do us the courtesy for commentating for us. So this one's going to be a little bit different than most of the matches. Most of the matches, I'm going to be commentating the games against everybody. But Agron is going to do us the favor. He's going to commentate this match so I can focus on the match a little bit. So we do appreciate Agron. Go check his Twitch out for more content. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yes, we all here. Welcome Agron. Welcome Rodawg.
Hello. I take it you guys will be posting the rematch links in between the games?
Yes, that's a good point. I will do it in our match round, which is match 3. If you see that thread.
Yep. Match 3, round 1.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna dip out of the VC just because my game lags a little bit when I'm in both. But I'll hop back in if I need to call timeout or something.
Yep, no problem. Before you dip out real quick, just want to reiterate, we do each have our timeouts. So if you want to use your timeout, since you won't be in VC, you'll have to put it in the chat before we start the next match. So in the rematch lobby, before we start, you can call for a timeout.
And you get 1 timeout per series?
Yep, 1 timeout per series. So use it or lose it. It's a 5-minute timeout.
Okay.
So you don't have to use it if you don't want to. You'll still have 1 per series no matter what. And then you also get the 1 board skip for the entire tournament. So if you do want to use your board skip, put it in chat before you place your first settlement that you want to skip the board, and we'll re-roll it.
So if you place a settlement, if you're first and you place a settlement, I can still call board skip?
Correct. Before you place your first settlement.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Real quick before we get into, this is the first match. Are you nervous? Are you excited? Any thoughts before we jump in?
Nope. I'm gonna
No
play
notes.
and hopefully go 4-0.
All right. Good luck.
Very nice.
Good luck.
All right, Agron for us.
Yep.
So the way that it's easy is going to be for me. I'm going to keep you on the mic. I'm going to mute my mic and kind of just take my headset off, to be honest. So I won't be listening to you, but that way chat can still hear you and everything else. So if I want to use my timeout or anything else, I'll jump back on or whatever.
Okay.
But just feel free to, keep going through and
No, that's fine. I mean, like, do you just want to deafen in here as well then?
No, because then they won't be able to hear you. Because my audio was sourced.
Oh, right, because it's coming through your thing.
Right.
You right.
Yeah.
You right.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna take off my headset, to be honest. But So I won't be listening to Agron, so I won't be giving any advice or anything else. But
all right. Well, good luck. Have fun.
good luck, have fun. And yes, this is a best of 7 series before I get off. Also, I won't be looking at chat after this. So sorry about it. I'll look at chat when I'm done. But yeah, best of 7 series. So this could be
max 2 players in there.
Yeah.
So I don't next time we hop in.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you a started and then I'll take my headset off. So let me just set this up.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
All right. They have started. All right. Huge. Welcome to 1v1 Titans. I'm Awesome Agron. I am one of the participants in this tournament. And this is going to be a banger. Honestly, the whole tournament. Not just this match, but all of the other matches. 16 players, 16 great 1v1 players that have proven themselves in either invitationals or ranked or dual division. Just incredible performers all around. We've DudeNolann versus Rodawg. We've DudeNolann in the first position. And the first spot that I'm immediately eyeing in this is this 8-4-3, potentially 8-3-10. It's a pretty good spot. Yeah, on the best wheat, you can move into the 8-4 or the 8-10. It's pretty solid. I like this pick. How is Rodawg going to counter this? Maybe we'll see like 5-9-10, 5-8-10. It's a bit more road heavy. You're going to need to rely on an early 10 since you're only on the 10 brick. I should probably pull up DudeNolann's chat in case we have any people that have questions. So let me actually pull that up on my phone. I think that'll be the best way to do that. But yeah, Rodawg does have a board skip. He's not going to use it. I wouldn't expect that in this first set. I don't think we'll see a board skip from either of these players. But we do have to recall that they only have one board skip for the entire tournament. All right, interestingly enough, we do see 5-9-10, 5-9-10 not get picked, and instead we're doing a 6-3-11, 5-8-10 angle. A little less wheat and a little more brick. Possibly playing a little bit defensive. Definitely don't want to leave that 5-8-10 for DudeNolann. I think no matter what, 5-8-10 is going to get picked. A little bit interesting with this 6-3-11, though. I can maybe see like 3-9-11. I guess 6-3-11 is to start on the max amount of brick, essentially. And I think he expects DudeNolann to take like 6-4-3 or something. Yeah, so they're going to be racing for this 3-9-10. And I'm going to be honest, chat. I feel like this match might just come down to who gets the 3-9-10. Because that's a fantastic expansion. It gives Rodawg the extra wheat he's going to need. And it gives DudeNolann essentially double or wheat sheep, as we say in the business. The double ore, the double sheep, and the double wheat hexes. So 2 of each. Very good for having control over the robber and in general stacking development cards. Control is very good. And honestly, when it comes to 1v1, your expansions matter a lot. So, like I said, whoever is going to get this expansion is likely going to pull ahead. Potentially just get this first stub off the bat. But we'll see. I do think there are other places for DudeNolann to go if he does lose this race. Yeah, so the race is lost. That should be expected. Rowan is on the 8 wood and double brick. DudeNolann would have had to roll a 3 before Rowan rolls 2 8s, which isn't impossible, but potentially unlikely. Actually, did Rowan start with the wood? He might have started with the wood. Okay, Rowan did start with the wood. Yeah. So Rowan needed an 11, actually. 11, 8, 10 before DudeNolann gets, whatchamacallit. Anyways, DudeNolann drops a city on the 8-4-3. Obviously very good. I think if DudeNolann gets, like, a road builder and is able to go back into this 6-4-11, that's going to be huge. Like, if we pop one dev and it's like a road builder or a Yop, we could use that to get to the 6-4-11. And I think 6-4-11 is a fantastic spot for DudeNolann. Increases our ore production, gets us on double brick, double wood, along with the double wheat, ore, and sheep. So would essentially have dominance all around. And that would be huge, in all honesty. You guys want to know what's funny? I was typing DudeNolan's name on YouTube, and Dude Perfect popped up instead. And I'm just like, bro, I don't even remember the last time I've seen a Dude Perfect video. I'm all about DudeNolann, you know? Anyways, I'm now looking at the chat. What's the score? We just started, Icy. This is game 1 of the entire tournament. So, DudeNolann does get the block on Rodawg's wood, which is going to make it very difficult for Rodawg to move around. And his wheat and ore is not very big. So, the longer this 8 wood stays blocked, the more trouble Rodawg's going to run into. And there's the settle for DudeNolann on the 8-10. Huge. So, DudeNolann has his port. He's double ore wheat sheep. Rodawg 7's out. Brutal. To be fair, he was asking for a 7, but I don't think he wanted it like that. Plops it on the 8 wheat. I do think that's probably the correct block. You need 8s yourself. DudeNolann gets a free card on the 8 wheat, along with just triple wheat, which is really good in general. So it's pretty much just battle of the 8s for the blocks. We might see maybe like a 4 ore block here or there, depending on dice, because this is 1v1. Sometimes if like the number that you want to block just rolled, sometimes it's better to block a different number, anticipating a different number to roll, because it is balanced dice. So that is something to look out for. Anyways, got all the fine people in the chat. We got Icy, we got Isaac, we got Kyla, Griffin. Excellent chatters. But yeah, like I said, if DudeNolann can get to the 6-4-11, I feel like he's going to be able to wrap it up here pretty quickly, because I'm not sure what Rodawg could do at that point. Just too much varied production. I guess you could still block the sheep, the 6. I think I actually made a mistake earlier in saying DudeNolann would have double ore wheat sheep. He would have if he got the 3-9-10, but did not get that. Rodawg actually cities the 3-9-10 over the 5-8-10. I think that's correct. It's going to allow him to scale a little bit faster. And the 3 ore and the 10 wheat are not very blockable for DudeNolann. He could self-block them. Self-blocking is a legitimate option and a legitimate play sometimes in 1v1. Because 1 hex might be better for someone than someone else. Like, say, Rodawg rolls the 10, DudeNolann rolls a 7. It's probably his best option to just plop it right there on the 3 ore. Just because Rodawg would guarantee get another city out of that. And that would be ultimately worse for DudeNolann if that were to happen. So, just an example of potential self-blocking being a move. Anyways, there's that 8 block. DudeNolann does have army pacing, but Rodawg has the better road material, so looks like we have a pretty balanced road versus army game, pretty much. I don't I don't think Rodawg will get army. I think he'll pop a relative considerable amount of devs. Something to keep in mind with army and development cards in general in 1v1 is you're not just popping just to get army, you're popping for utility, your mottos, your road buildings, your victory points, your 20s. All of those are good as a road player, so you definitely got to keep that in mind. And it's also good to deny the dev player of those devs as well. So I do think Rodawg will still pop here and or there when it makes sense for his hand. But DudeNolann has very good dev control here. Already stacking a bunch of devs. He is blocked, but he might be choosing to leave it on the 10 on purpose to prevent a fast city from Rodawg. As once again, a fast city on that 5-8-10 could be trouble. He also might just not have a knight, but I'm going to be the believer to say that it's a strategic play. Player has no cards. Yep, there's the knight. Like I said, self-blocking the wheat or the ore is going to make Rodawg's life pretty difficult. Pretty difficult. But yeah, 6-4-11 is achieved for DudeNolann, so that's really good for Nolan. Where does Nolan go next? Maybe Wheatport? I'm not thrilled with Wheatport. Maybe 9-4-2 to get that double sheep. I think 9-4-2 is your next best settlement here. You would also deny Rodawg a fast road settlement on that 4-9-11. So I actually like 9-4-2 a lot if you could get it. It might be a little risky, in which case maybe you just double into the 6-2. But if you can get 9-4-2, I think you're looking really good here, this DudeNolann. Anyways, the robber is bouncing around a bit. Rodawg, I believe, has one confirmed non-knight, and DudeNolann might also have a non-knight. Oh, Rodawg has two non-knights. All right. Yeah, I believe that second dev was freshly pulled, so now we know Rodawg has two non-knights. Could be points, could be utility. We don't know at this given moment, so... generally, early VPs are considered bad in 1v1. It kind of depends. I don't think they're always bad. Oh, interesting. Rodawg does reveal a road building. Where are we going? We're going to the 3-for-1 port. I do think this does make a lot of sense. However, I think I actually kind of like 5-9-2 just a bit more. You get double wood, double brick, and you deny Nolan that 9-4-2. So, while I like the 3-for-1, I actually think not 9-5-2 is the better settlement here for Rodawg. But I can also understand why he wants the 3-for-1. He can churn his brick and wood a bit easier for city mats. Yep. There you go. So the Dewey did roll there. No one's on the Dewey. Unfortunate. These 9s are big for Rodawg. Coordinated sheep ore is pretty good. 8 is also a free card now. So essentially acting as a wheat hex. So maybe that's another reason why you go to the 3-for-1 as opposed to 5-9-2. I do like 5-9-2 just like from an expansion standpoint, but I also see the portability and flexibility factor of the 3-for-1 and tripling your 8. So I definitely see both sides. I think for Rodawg, again, you're likely not getting army. Oh, Monopoly. What are these pulls, man? Wow. All right, we monoed the wheat out of DudeNolann's hand. I guess we mono the wheat defensively, so that way if DudeNolann rolls ore, he doesn't run away with another city. Definitely a choice. It also gives wheat for Rodawg, where if he rolls another 9, he can pop, so I actually like that mono a lot from a defensive outlook. It was a very good mono. 9 sheep block, not the most impactful, but again, it was probably a situation where it was already on one number, and DudeNolann had to move it to a different number. I forget what number it was on. Maybe it was on the 10. I feel like maybe DudeNolann should just be considering bouncing it between the 3, 10, and 8, but I don't really like the 9 sheep, if that's where you put it. Anyways, the city is up on the 9-10 now, so Rodawg's setup is what I would consider fully activated. He got the expansions he wanted to, 3, 9, 10, 9, 10. So it's coordinated. He has a great port in the 3-for-1, and he is what I would like to say is fully activated. Has citied all of his key spots as well. But DudeNolann making a road play. Oh, wow. Okay. Gonna be honest, didn't quite see this, but definitely a good play for DudeNolann. Generally, if you can lock down both win conditions, you're in a pretty good spot. I mean, DudeNolann's just at 12 with 3 down devs. Game might just be over, honestly. Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing about the 5-9-2. It prevents this potential road sneak from DudeNolann. I didn't even consider that. I was just thinking 5-9-2 is better just from a expansion aspect, but it definitely discourages this road sneak that DudeNolann just pulled off. So, definitely a great play from Nolan here to see that as a potential option for him. Like I said, if he's sitting on a VP or two, it might just be over with Settle and taking back road. So, I mean, if Rodawg connects, his road length goes to, I can count 10, and then DudeNolann connecting makes his road length go to 11. So, DudeNolann does have the road length advantage here. Granted, they both have a 15 road length accessible to them, so... Who's the guy talking? Yeah. I'm awesome, Agron. Fellow Titans participant. Oh, big rolls here. Look at this. A 10 into a 4. Wow. So big rolls for both players here. Rodawg getting the brick and the wheat, and DudeNolann getting the brick and the ore. Very big rolls. Is that game? That's game. There you go. Oh, DudeNolann shaking it up with a 16-point win. Well done. Now, how this works, it is a best of 7, so DudeNolann did win game 1. So the way this is going to work is each match, either competitor will have an option to call a 5-minute timeout. And if they decide to call the timeout before starting the next game, then we have a 5-minute timeout, essentially. But I think we'll likely keep going. It has only been one game. Best of 7s are long, so it's important to essentially make sure that, you're not burning through your timeout too early in the series. Still says the room is full and they have not started yet. But... Are they? Okay. There we go. Okay, game 2 has started. We got Rodawg in the first position this time. I see lots of decent ore spots, clustered wheat. Immediately going toward that clustered wheat. That 5-6-9 does look really good. And it is going to force DudeNolann to potentially do something a little bit awkward here. But I do think DudeNolann could just build into better wheat. You could take something like 8-10-3, 6-9-3 here, and probably be perfectly happy. Then again, I think Rodawg's also perfectly happy with something like 9-4-11, essentially playing DAOs with a 5-8-10 expansion. Disgusting. So, I don't know, man. Maybe you don't take 8-10-3, 6-9-3. It might be too slow. You potentially do double 5-8-10? No, that doesn't make sense, because then you leave Rodawg 6-9-3. Yeah, 5-6-9 is really good here. The clustered wheat makes this really awkward for DudeNolann. It's not like you can leave 6-9-3 either. There are definitely boards in 1v1 where you have to put your opponent in potentially awkward positions. And I think Rodawg definitely saw this as an opportunity to put DudeNolann in an awkward position off placements. 6-9-3 was taken first, so he's not going to get the wood brick starting resources. Couldn't use my board skip this early, could I? No, I don't think so. Definitely not worth using your board skip. Not yet. If anyone's using their board skip in their first round of matches, it will likely be me. Because I have one goal, and it is to survive Phantom. But, listen, we'll get there when we get there. You know? Forgot to take green back? Big mistake. Oh, it's so true! Yeah, wait, why is DudeNolann playing as black? So, funnily enough, both of these players usually make green, but obviously they both can't be green, so they were talking about it beforehand, and they're like, okay, whoever wins each match can retake green, right? DudeNolann does take exactly what I thought he would with the 6-9-3, 8-10-3. Just a different order of starting resource. A little interesting to start with the sheep and the wheat. Might actually be correct, though, because only having wheat on a 3 is pretty problematic. I figured wanting to expand into 6-3-11 as fast as possible would be the play, but honestly, starting with the wheat and the sheep might just be better. So you only need 8 and 2 6s. Rodawg does take the 9-4-11, exactly as I said. The road point I don't quite agree with, though. Yeah, I think I probably would have pointed left here if I was Rodawg. The thing is, you're already going to get the 5-8-10. Maybe he wants to double the ore with the 4 ore. So, like, one expansion would essentially give him really good dows. But I think the counter argument there is you could probably get the 2-9-10 and the 5-8-10, since DudeNolann has to focus on the 6-3-11 first. Granted, if DudeNolann rolls well, he potentially just cuts you off the 2-9-10. But I don't think that's super bad. It's essentially a bait play, because I don't really think DudeNolann wants to do that. So, also, you know, it might just be a case that, you know, DudeNolann's obviously a very good player, and he might see through that plow bait. So, anyways, Rodawg, City on this 5-6-9 is definitely going to be pretty difficult for DudeNolann to scale against. Especially considering DudeNolann has yet to build a settlement. Going to be tough, especially depending on what Rodawg is pulling. Rodawg has the control this game. As we mentioned before, devs are very strong in 1v1. You get utility, you get robber control, you win, essentially. Devs are very strong in this game mode. I would argue even stronger than 4P, since you're only playing against one opponent. So, no matter what, you're getting the full brunt of the robber control aspect of this game. Anyways, what is DudeNolann missing for this settlement? I think he has it now. Or did the 6 only roll once? Maybe the 6 only rolled once. Yeah, no, it rolled twice. Oh, maybe he was missing the wood from the 8. I don't think the 8 rolled yet, but the 3 rolled before the 8, so... Which is actually pretty nice for DudeNolann, because it means that he has extra wheat in his hand now. So if the 9 rolls a couple more times, he could probably get a city on that 6-9-3. Anyways, Rodawg having the night control shuts down DudeNolann's sheep. Definitely going to be problematic. I wonder what DudeNolann's plan is. I feel like if I'm DudeNolann, I'm trying to save up a bunch of cards in my hand to cut all the way to the 4-5-8 before Rodawg can settle. I don't know if he's going to be able to manage that, especially since Rodawg already placed down a road, essentially already committing to this settlement. Yeah, again, I don't like this road point because you're going to 5-8-10 anyway. So pointing left is just better. But beside the point, Rodawg did get the 5-8-10 settle very quickly. With as much production as Rodawg has, he's able to churn the wheat despite not having a 3-for-1 port. It really doesn't matter. 2 wheat from either the 6 or the 9, and then now he has tripled the sheep on the 5. 9-10 could just spell disaster for DudeNolann, honestly. Just a very strong setup to play against. Very, very strong. Anyways, DudeNolann drops a road toward the 8-4. I guess for the 3-for-1? I'm not convinced this is a terrible play, but I'm also not convinced I like the play either. I guess the idea is eventually you get the coordinated 4s with the 8-4 and the 3-4. I mean, it's fine. I'm trying to think where else you would go at this point. I don't know. Maybe that is his only play. He feels kind of forked, honestly. I mean, we did say that you could use your board skip here. Like, this legitimately could be a board you can use your board skip for. But it is early in the tournament, and as we mentioned before, players only get 1 board skip for the entire tournament. So you gotta use it wisely. I am not gonna use it wisely. If I'm in my matches against Phantom and I feel like I need to use a board skip, I'm going to use my board skip. Like I said, I've one goal this tournament, and it's to survive Phantom. But again, back to this match. Enough about me potentially being a Ghostbuster. DudeNolann does get the 8-4 settle, which also gives him the 3-for-1, but lagging behind on this much production is going to spell trouble. A lot of trouble, actually. I have a feeling that it might be lights out very soon. Rodawg has army pacing, likely utility under there as well. Going to be very difficult for DudeNolann to catch up now. I feel like DudeNolann needs a mono. The 693 city is good, but I think we're going to need some fire devs to come back here. Yes, Dual Division is the 1v1 league hosted by Titatns Champs. Isaac is the most recent Dual Division champion, so congrats to Isaac. Yeah, Nolan is up a game, though, so he can afford to take an L here. Not saying he should take an L. Obviously, you want to win. Ideally, you don't want to play 7 games. 7 games is a lot, but because it's a best of 7, you would have to win 4 games, essentially. So, 4 games in a row to clean sweep an opponent. It's pretty difficult to do, especially at top level. Yeah, these 9s are just too much for Nolan to handle, honestly. Rodawg's on the 9-10 now, so like I said, that just spells disaster for him. Rodawg monos the ore! Oh my god. Yeah, it feels pretty over now for Nolan. That ore mono is likely city and maybe even a pop as well. Road settle? Nah. Imagine that. 2 roads? 2 roads is good, yeah. Brickport's not super helpful for Rodawg, but tripling the 8 essentially gives Rodawg even more flexibility to play with. So, I like this play. It's also going to open him up fast settlement later on the 10 wood. That will be non-interrupted from Nolan, essentially. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, I don't know what you're supposed to do here in Nolan's position, because I would have placed exactly the way he did. Maybe I would have started with the wood brick, but I wouldn't have changed much else, and he's getting destroyed, so... It might just be one of those boards where kinda just forked. I wonder if there's a sheepless angle here. Could you do like... Nah, you really can't. I was maybe thinking like 9-3-4, 6-3-11. Scale up quickly, build into sheep. You can't really do that either. So, dude, I don't know, man. There's just some boards in 1v1 where you kind of just lose. Especially at top level. Like, if both players know what they're doing and they're equally skilled, it's pretty difficult to prevail against a player that really knows their stuff on a board like this. So, but that's why we have the board skip. I think it's too soon to use it, though. Way too soon. Not going to be too soon for me, though. Like I said, if I feel like I need to use the board skip in my first round of matches, I'm going to do it. Yeah, so Rodawg will just get his remaining settlements to clean up here. Has devs in the back as well. Really just needs to, settle road, settle city. He probably just wins because he's pulling VPs. I imagine that's what's happening. The thing is, even as Nolan, if you get lucky and pull some VPs, you're probably still screwed because you're just getting berated by the robber. Also, Rodawg could just sneak road for the win anyway, since Rodawg has so much control over Nolan's brick. 3 wood, 3 wheat. I mean, listen, man, if there's one role that's going to bring DudeNolann back into this game, it will be the 3. Yeah, doing some desperate popping, as I like to call it. when your back is against the wall, sometimes all you can do in 1v1 is just desperately pop. So... No, Nurse. Dual Division is completely open to anyone that signs up. There is a small 4P requirement if you want to make Dual Division playoffs. It's only 5 games, so think you can manage that. You know, I've seen you on the ladder a couple of times. You're really good, man. Anyways, back to this. Yeah, like I said, I just think Rodawg just had kind of like a gimme game here. Obviously a very good first spot. Like, insanely good first spot. It's a little too good, to be honest. The clustered wheat is really what does it. It just puts second in such an awkward position. And there's too many good ore spots to pair with the clustered wheat on the way back. So it's like, you're guaranteed to get dows. Like, it's too much to play against. Yeah, like, Rodawg doesn't even need road, in all honesty. I blame neither of these players being green for what's happening here, by the way. Like, DudeNolann won the first game. He could have been green. But he didn't do it. He didn't do it. Yeah, so we're just waiting for Rodawg to clean up here. I don't think there's much DudeNolann can really do about this. I feel like you're one bad roll away from game over. Like, a 9, a 5, or a 10 is just game ending. Yeah. Puts on the 9 wheat, but of course, Rodawg has the largest army. Puts on his 3. Brutal. I mean, to be fair, that's like the one roll that you're gonna lose type of thing. Like, if there's one roll that's gonna get you, it's gonna be the 3. Because again, Nolan rolls 6 cards off the 3. Rodawg rolls no cards off the 3. So sometimes it's best to just put on hexes, like numbers that you're not on. It's the other thing with the robber. It's either put on numbers that you're not on, or put it on like a number that you need to roll. Like if you're both on the 8, you're on the 8 ore, and your opponent's on the 8 wheat, put on the 8 wheat because you need the 8 ore. Like, you know? Anyways, it's just a matter of time here for Rodawg. I think just gotta settle one more time based off where he put these roads. He might have went to 6, 11, 12 if he needs 2 settlements, but it looks like he only needs 1. So 3 VPs and an unknown dev. Probably just another knight, but it could be like a yacht for guaranteed win next turn. And even if it is another knight, Rodawg could still just steal a card. DudeNolann does use the Monopoly on the sheep, taking 2 sheep. Kind of just a desperate move at this point. Yeah, that's definitely a game. I think it's just one of those things where it's like you really can't do much in that spot as Nolan. You really can't. So it is 1-1 now. DudeNolann winning game 1, Rodawg rowing the boat winning game number 2. Again, I do think this is just a situation where yeah, this board's just broken for first. 5, 6, 9. It's disgusting. So I think DudeNolann did what he could, honestly. He picked exactly what I would pick. Different starting resources, but honestly, I don't even think that really mattered. That's the unfortunate thing. Like, even if you start with the wood brick, like, is it really going to make a difference? I don't know. I don't think so, personally. Maybe you get to the 6, 3, 11 a little bit faster, but then you're screwed in other aspects. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking about that game. We're on to game 3 of 1v1 Titans, DudeNolann versus Rodawg. Yep, it is 1-1. Thank you for reassuring the score. According to their deal, Rodawg won the game, so he gets green back, even though DudeNolann didn't select green for whatever reason. I'm still not sure what happened there. Yeah, that honestly was the mistake. Anyways, as Rodawg, what do you do here? This is a bit of a weird board for first. It's like a 8-4-3. I don't know if I like that. It's not bad. I guess, what, you're hoping to get like 9-4-11 into 9-6-3? And then what does Nolan pick with this? 4-8-10 with the 6-4-11? Maybe you do like 4-8-10 up with 6-4-11 into the 3-4? No. You would plow. So you do 6-4-11 left with 4-8-10 up. Then Rodawg takes the 5-9-10. Oh, okay, I see what's going on here. So Rodawg essentially put DudeNolann in a position where he could take either 5-9-10 or 9-4-11, depending on which direction DudeNolann points his road. Smart. So because DudeNolann pointed this way, he's going to point 5-9-10 inward. That way, if he loses the 6-3-11 race, he'll still win the 4-5-11 race. At least that's what I would do if I was Rodawg. We might just see something completely different. Maybe he just ignores this idea of playing for the race and just goes 9-4-11 into 6-9-3, which is still an admirable play. I do think this idea is slightly better, though, because you're guaranteed to get one of the expansions. I think the only way you lose both is if Nolan pops a dev and it's like Road Builder or Yop, and then he uses Yop or Road Builder to secure the other one before you have a champ. Yeah, absolutely, Griffin. Like I said, I think we pretty much nailed it. 5-9-10 plow. Oh, Rodawg's not doing it. We're doing 9-4-11. I don't hate 9-4-11, but I think the issue with 9-4-11 is you're making your life harder for no good reason. If you do 5-9-10 left, you guarantee get the 4-5-11 if DudeNolann decides to play you there, and then if you don't, you still get the 6-3-11. And it's not that big of a deal if DudeNolann gets the 4, because that's just a worse spot for him. But ultimately, I don't know, man. I'm not super convinced about this 9-4-11 play. I don't think it's bad. I do think there's a chance Nolan gets a little greedy and maybe gets plowed both directions. I don't know. It's a little weird, honestly. Because now you put yourself in a position where you want to protect the 5-9-10 if you're... And I do think Nolan is paying very close attention to what Rodawg is rolling to ensure Rodawg can't drop 2 roads to the 5-9-10. Because if that happens, then it's truly game over. But he also needs to make sure that he secures his settles. Alright, so he did drop a road there. So that likely means Rodawg drops a road 3-11. I don't know. Does Rodawg even have a road? He should. He started with a wood and he rolled the 8, so he could drop a road here. Yeah, he does. I think that's the right move. I think if DudeNolann secures one spot, you have to secure the other. Because if DudeNolann gets both, it's game over. But if you get both, it's game over for DudeNolann. So works both ways. Funnily enough, I'm not really sure what DudeNolann's big advantage is here, because Rodawg just has access to more wheat hexes, which I think DudeNolann is having a lot of problems with here. DudeNolann needs to hope for very opportune 4 rolls. And what I mean by that is like 4 rolls that are well timed, that aren't clogging his hand. Like if he's close to a city and he rolls a 4 and he gets the city, that's huge. If it's one of those things where it's like he isn't close to the city and he rolls the 4 and then the 4 stays dormant, it could be trouble. Yeah, I honestly thought Rodawg would play 5-9-10 left. I do think it's better for him. And he secures both of the spots. It's very unlikely he loses both spots. He's guaranteed to get 1. I do think DudeNolann would have prioritized the 3-6-11 for the extra wheat hex that he wouldn't normally have. So, from that standpoint, I do think 5-9-10 left was basically always your play. As DudeNolann. Or, sorry, as Rodawg. Not as DudeNolann. Oh my god. Anyways, Rodawg does have one more dev than DudeNolann. I haven't really been paying attention to what they could have possibly been pulling. Rodawg does reveal... Wait, what did he reveal? Oh, Road Builder. Yeah, okay. So Rodawg played a Road Builder to the 9-6-3. This is smart for 2 reasons. It confirms his road path. It secures 6-9-3 for him, which is good, because that's a great spot for him. He also has the wood port up above. We have to keep that in mind. I think that's going to come into play later in the game, like way later. But could be a nice way for Rodawg to close with great production. Anyways, DudeNolann got a city up on the 6-4-11. 6-4-11, but I think it's actually really good for him, because I don't think Rodawg is going to... Oh, he does self-block the 4. Never mind. Huh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, I was about to say maybe it's good because Rodawg doesn't self-block your wheat since he's on so little wheat, but I guess if Rodawg's still going to self-block the wheat, I would definitely prefer the 4-8-10 city, just to have a little bit more mobility with your wooden brick. I do think DudeNolann definitely needs to get on a port soon. Probably looking at this 8-3 as a potential port play. I guess now I think about it more, Rodawg is definitely self-blocking the 4. It's the only role where Rodawg is going to lose compared to Nolan, since Nolan citied the 6-4-11. What's more important, double ore or double wheat? I think that's completely situational, Isaac. I do think double wheat is generally more important, but I also think there's cases where double ore is more important from a scalability aspect. I think double wheat is generally favored overall in that argument, but I would say on boards where it's more difficult to scale, double ore is usually better. But I don't think there's that big of a problem with that on this board, so I think I would take the double wheat here. You also have to consider the scarcity of the resources. There's definitely less wheat on this board than ore, so getting double wheat on this board specifically is definitely better, especially since Rodawg always has access to another ore hex in the 963 in the 3 ore. So I think overall you definitely want double wheat on this board specifically. I do think in general there is an argument that double ore is better on some boards. But I think that's an interesting point to bring up, Isaac, because that's essentially the argument you're making. Are you playing with the idea where you want the double ore, or do you want the double wheat? So, yeah, I think that's a very interesting point, man. Anyways, Rodawg ported 4 sheep for a brick. Maybe just trying to make his way up into the wood port. Yeah, he's going to this a little bit earlier than I would anticipate, but I don't hate the play, honestly. It does make sense for him. He still doesn't have a city, so maybe just trying to get his road network going, trying to get his ports. I still think 9-4-11 is just a mistake. But, I mean, is what it is. Rodawg does have 3 down devs, despite DudeNolann having a city. But DudeNolann has the army pacing, so it makes me think Rodawg pulled a bunch of non-knights. Yeah, 3 non-knights, man. Now, the question is it utility, or is it just VPs? I think if they're VPs, Rodawg might be screwed. Remember what I was saying earlier in the stream about early VPs? They're generally frowned upon in one. And the reason why is because, well, it's just a nothing card. You can't do anything with a VP. You can change the way you get to 15 points, maybe, but it's usually better to pull them later because they actually serve a purpose. Thankfully, that is not the case for Rodawg. Rodawg did have Monopoly, so stealing 3 ore from DudeNolann, just capitalizing perfectly for a city pop play. Excellent use of the mono. Opting to city the 963 makes perfect sense, considering we're about to get on the wood port. I think once you get on the wood port, it's going to be very difficult to stop Rodawg. Just the scalability aspect of what's going on here is scary. Chord 4s, chord 3s, the double wood with the wood port, definitely something to be feared. Doesn't quite have double brick, but like I don't really think it matters. I don't think 8 brick is going to be DudeNolann's prime blocking spot anyway. So something tells me that's not going to come into play. Yeah, Rodawg is taking control of this game quickly, surely, but quickly. Yeah. I honestly don't know how to talk, apparently. But yeah, Woodport is definitely going to be a problem for. Definitely going to be a problem. Increases Rodawg's flexibility quite a bit, basically making any of his rolls scary. 11 for the sheep, 3-4 for the wheat ore, and then 6-9 for more flexibility, and then the 8 for the brick. Like, any one of those rolls could make Rodawg's hand incredibly actionable. And then DudeNolann's just going to have a tough time trying to get out of this rut where his hands are getting stuck. It's actually quite challenging, to be honest. Yeah, Rodawg takes a road, too. With 4 down devs. Yeah. This is looking like wraps, honestly. I didn't believe in the 9-4-11 at first, because I thought the 5-9-10 into the 4-5-11 just looked very enticing, but Rodawg has proven us wrong here. Yeah, the wood port definitely matters a lot. A lot more than I initially thought it would. He knew he was getting an RB of wood port. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, the non-knights would have been an issue if he had 3 unplayable devs. Like, if it was just 3 VPs, he might have been in trouble. But because he had 1 playable dev to, like, scale his setup, I think it just matters a lot. It's just, you just gotta be careful when you're pulling early VPs, because you do get into situations where it just becomes unplayable, essentially. Anyways, DudeNolann is holding on to Army for now. I don't know how long this lasts, though. And the worst part about it is DudeNolann has to continuously pop no matter what, essentially. Okay, DudeNolann did just pull the second road building. Maybe planning to put a little bit of pressure on road, realizing he's probably going to lose Army. But I don't know if it's enough, man. I really don't. I don't even know where DudeNolann expands to next. Like, it's looking grim. I think short term, the 6-4-11 city made a lot of sense. I think long term, you did a lot of damage to your game. It's just one of those examples where it's like one small decision mattered a lot. Now, I don't think it really mattered in the grand scheme of things. I still think Rodawg's general game is just stronger than Nolan's here. Like, every single one of these spots is scary for Rodawg. Like, just every roll basically gives them an action, which is generally what you want. If any roll is giving you an action, you know you're in a good place with your setup. As we say, fully activated. In this case, 963 plus a city plus Woodport plus maybe a second city. So fully scaled, can just pop devs freely without a care in the world. Has road on lock because he locked up the entire left side of the board to himself. Just nothing you can really do at this point, honestly. I do think it might be game soon. Maybe even now. Maybe Rodawg just has 4 VPs. Nope, still going. We're still going. We're still going. DudeNolann still hanging on to Army for dear life. Getting a nice block on the 8. Likely trying to maybe contest road here. They are both on the 8 brick, but again, the flexibility of those wood spots are going to cause problems for Nolan. Oh my god, these rolls. What is that, a 3 into a 6? That's double pot for Rowan if he wants to, but he might just win with a city here. Oh, DudeNolann monos 2 ore? Okay. So, removed the pops / city from Rodawg's hand temporarily. I mean, we just gotta keep popping if we're Nolan. You lose Army, you lose the game, so... I think you lose the game anyway, but you should at least try to keep Army. Yeah, GG. Yeah, I think it was just too much at that point. Yeah, 3 VPs. That's really tough. So now the score is 2-1. Rodawg is in favor to win the series now. Still a lot of game left. Still a lot of games, though. Rodawg needs to win 2 more games to secure the series. Still a lot of game left. Still a chance for Nolan to turn this around. Rodawg in the first position again. Oh my goodness. GG. 6-9-10. Oh, that is filthy. That's a filthy spot. Yeah, you even get the right road point into either 5-6-11 or 5-8-10. Oh man. Oh, it's filthy. What do you do here is Nolan? You gotta do something with the 5-8-10, I think. You gotta get wood brick priority here. Maybe you could do like 8-5-3, sort of like hover over the 3 or maybe. You do like 3-9-10, 8-5-3. I don't hate that until you realize Rodawg can just take 4-5-11 and plow you to 6-4-3. Oh man, that's tough. He's using it? He's using the board skip. Wait, he's using the board skip. Wait, really? I mean, it's bad, but I don't think it's insurmountable. Wow. Okay. We're using the board skip. I guess better to use it and maybe save yourself from a sticky situation as opposed to not using it and getting out with it. I mean, listen, that's the battle in your head you have to fight. Man, I can't believe we saw a board skip this early. I was literally just saying I don't think we're going to see a board skip today, but I'm wrong. We saw a board skip. I guess if your back's against the wall, mentally you should use a board skip. Like, I don't know. I wasn't expecting the board skip to get used there. All right, well, we have a new board. We have a board skip. Much better. I agree. I definitely agree this is much better. The question is it going to be enough? Because I feel like this board kind of favors both positions. There's a lot of powerful spots. 5-8-10, 5-6-9, 6-9-4, 5-8-10. Those are the 4 spots that come to mind. So no matter what, 2 players are both getting good ore and good wheat, along with decent wood brick and, in general, a strong 5 resource setup, as we say in the middle. The question is, how do you want to direct this? What is better? Do you take 5-8-10 top? You do. I like this a lot, because it's going to force Rodawg to do something weird. Back-to-back board skips? Dare you? Oh, the taunt? The taunt? Nah, I don't think you need to use a board skip here. I don't think you need to use a board skip. You could still do something cheeky here and go like 3-10-11 and plow into the wheat pile. It's not awful. Do like 3-10-11 plow plus the 5-6-9, anticipating Nolan just takes the 9-6-4. Yeah, I think that's probably what you need to. I think that's probably what you need to go by, honestly. Yep. Exactly as I said. Exactly as I said, chat. I do think there is potential here with Rodawg plowing into the wheat pile. This is very good for Rodawg. Ultimately, though, DudeNolann could just go double 5-8-10. Kind of just screw some shit and then just build into the 9-6-4. That's not bad either, to be honest. DudeNolann just goes into 9-6-4. You can just go into 8-4-3. And maybe potentially even beats Rodawg here by going 4-5-8 instead. That's a... Oh, we are doing what I said. Double 5-8-10. I don't know if I love this idea. I think you're overthinking it. I think 9-6-4 into 8-4-3 is just really good. I do like that he denied Rodawg of extra ore spots, but honestly, all you need is a couple of nice 9 rolls and you're in a good spot. but I do like how this scales for Nolan. You get a couple of fast cities, you build into the sheep. Listen, as the sheepless guy, I can definitely respect this. I personally love playing sheepless when a board allows me to. I feel like this is definitely a board where you can do it. I don't know if I like this city first, though. Actually, I guess it makes sense, because you want extra brick to build into the other spots. Okay, yeah, actually, this does make sense. I actually do like this city. Then you're doubling your ore, getting another ore hex, and then you eventually build into 964. Okay, I see it. Listen, man, the momentum shift. Using the board skip was very interesting for me, but might have paid off. You know, you're shifting your mindset. You're redirecting the flow, you know? Rodawg is up 2-1. So maybe looking at that 6-9-10 board and basically looking at it as an unwinnable game. Using your board skip potentially redirects the flow of your game. In a weird way, you could use the board skip as like a mindset flip, essentially. Don't think you have to do that, though. Yeah. Anyways, Rodawg has settled on the 8-4-3. Yeah. Once DudeNolann gets on this 9-6-4, not sure what Rodawg can really do to stop him. Which is why Rodawg is racing for the 9-6-4. Yo, if Rodawg pulls a road building, imagine if Rodawg pulls road building. Ooh. Or hell, even Yop, you get on 9-4-11 and just delay Nolan getting to the sheep. That would also be pretty good, honestly. You still get the coordinated 4s. Yeah, Nolan does need to be careful here. There is a chance he could get plowed. He did port for a sheep there. So, he's looking good. Rolls the 7, perfect timing. Smack the 9-ore. There you go. He might have road settle now. Nope. Back to the 5. Hopefully he didn't steal the sheep. If Nolan's sheep gets stolen, he might be cooked. Oh boy. Oh wow. Rodawg getting back-to-back 7s. Oh man, if that sheep got stolen, he is destroyed. Gonna be honest with you. That would be a huge setback. Yeah, that's the other thing going double 5-8-10 here. You're taking a considerable risk doing this. That's why I was maybe thinking maybe you just go 4-5-8, because then at least you would have the double ore to work with the other spot. Like, I don't know if getting the I don't know if the 5-8-10 was worth it, just from the aspect that once you city the up 5-8-10, your ratios are kind of messed up. I mean, Nolan's still going for the sheep spot. Oh, and he gets it! Huge. Yeah, I mean, listen, there was a bit of delay for it, but Nolan is on the sheep. It is looking pretty good for Nolan still, I'm not gonna lie. Has much more production than Rodawg. Rodawg kind of set back from having to buy development cards and protecting his hexes, along with having to get the 9-4-11 at the very least. Ideally, Rodawg got the 9-6-4, but might have just been a little too much to handle. Interestingly enough, Rodawg does have the army pacing, despite having no production compared to Nolan. So, you do have that advantage as Rodawg, but not sure how much it's going to matter with how much DudeNolann is already scaled in comparison. Yeah. The thing is, as long as Nolan got on sheep, the 5-8-10 is successful, essentially. If Nolan didn't get on sheep, I would say his game gets a... But because he's on the sheep, like, he's fine. Yeah. These rolls are just so explosive, honestly. Incredibly explosive. So the thing is, what is Rodawg gonna do now? Because, like, you can settle 9-10, but you just have a stinky break point. Not a big fan of the 9-10 settle, but it's clear that that's probably where he's going next. I just don't see where else you can really go as Rodawg. Yeah, another city. I maybe would have considered 9-6-2 city, just to sort of pump more sheep into my game. But I also respect this. Doubling the 4 ore makes it so that way, no matter what, you're at least getting 2 ore from one of your ore rolls. Yeah, I think I would value the sheep just a tad bit more here, though. Like the sheep city. Yeah, that's the other thing about this setup for Nolan. Rodawg doesn't really have good blocks outside of the 8 ore. So if Rodawg is forced to move it off of the 8 ore, then the 8 ore to roll. Pretty difficult for Nolan to really have issues there, honestly. It's almost like a foregone conclusion, honestly. Yeah, so Rodawg drops a city. Rodawg still has dev control, by the way. 3 down devs. It's just DudeNolann has so many cards in hand at any given time. So, not sure if it matters that Rodawg has the army pacing. I mean, theoretically, if we're looking at saying Rodawg has 2 non-knights, he could go to 11 with Road, which I do think is good, but I also, again, worry about the production, because I don't know if you can keep army if you try to focus Road. So, I think no matter what, you do get the 9-10 settle next, and then you probably get a city on the 9-4. Or do you city the wheat cluster? Ooh. Maybe you city the wheat cluster. Or no, or actually no. I actually do think it's just 9-4-11. Because if the 4 rolls, you want to get more off of the 4 than Nolan with the additional wheat. But you also want to match him on the ore when your 9's blocked, so... I do think the next city would be the 9-4-11. Yeah, so Rodawg does have a knight. Yeah, so we might just be looking at 2 non-knights from Rodawg here. The 8 does roll. At least one of the 8s was blocked when that happened. I do think Rodawg's back is against the wall here. I'm not sure. Anyways, Nolan does buy 2 more devs. Maybe not chasing army, but looking to stabilize the robber on that 9 ore permanently, basically. Making sure Rodawg cannot get that roll, basically. As, like, it is really dangerous still. Like, say the 9 pops off a couple of times, like, it could be really bad. But there's another 8 for DudeNolann. That might just wrap it up, honestly. God, these 8 rolls, dude, it's too much for Rowan to handle. think production-wise, it's just such a big difference. Do keep in mind, DudeNolann did use his board skip to get this board. That board skip is now gone for the rest of the tournament. The entire rest of the tournament, he does not have a board skip, and his opponents might. So, I don't know, man. I get it, dude. Fight to the death. Using a board skip on that 6-9-10 board, like, I definitely understand 6-9-10 strong, but I do think there's a play there if the 3 rolls healthfully. Oh, the mono! Okay. Rodawg using these monos very effectively. I think in every single game we've seen very clean monos from Rodawg. A city and a double dev match. It's like he holds it on purpose till he has the perfect hand to utilize it, making you think he doesn't have a mono, and then he rips it when it's most optimal for him. Truly insane. DudeNolann taking road long term? Probably. I would imagine that is the case. DudeNolann's still popping devs, by the way. Is probably going to need a couple of EPs out of that deck to close here. Keep in mind, DudeNolann has built all of his cities, so the points now have to come from road settles or pops. Potentially dangerous if Rodawg already has a couple in his arsenal. Oh, here comes the longest road. Back on the 9. Oh, and the 11 rolls. Crazy. It's a pretty good 11, not gonna lie. I do think Rodawg still suffers from long-term production loss here. Definitely gonna need either, like, the second mono or something. I don't know. Like, he used that mono to secure art, basically. So now you're going to need a second mono to continue to scale past DudeNolann at this point. 8-4-3. All right. So he does City the Wheat. Definitely a choice. I don't know if that's the right choice, though. It's like, I feel like as Rodawg, you don't want the 8 roll. So you're really only doing this for the 4 and the 3. And I think you're just better off sitting the 9-4-11 at that point. Because you just don't want the 8 to roll. It was obvious he had mono when he blocked 8 wheat. Yeah, I guess that's a good point, actually. Yeah, I didn't really point that out, but I guess it is possible that kind of gives away that he has mono. I kind of figured he was blocking the 8 wheat just to prevent DudeNolann from getting a city every 8, essentially. Because the 8 is better for Nolan as opposed to Rowan, which is why I don't love this 8-4-3 city. But the road builder does drop. Wow. Okay, Nolan's back is against the wall despite using his board skip. This is tough. I feel like losing the game that you used your board skip on is potentially bad. Like, long term. That is potentially devastating. Rodawg does roll 7, so the robber does go directly back on Nolan. Blocking the 6? Really? What does the 6 do? I don't really understand that block, I'm gonna be honest. Oh, DudeNolann also had the mono. Okay. So at least they traded monos. Not sure if this mono's all that effective. Defensively, it's effective. But offensively, I think he only got a dev out of it. definitely could be a game changer, but man, I'm not sure. Not sure. So, what are we potentially looking at here? Nolan on 12? 14? 14? Nolan on 14? Did take road from Rodawg. If Nolan's on 14, I think he could clean up here. If he's on 13, might be tough. The last points have to come from VPs or road settles at this point. No more cities. No more cities for Nolan. Yeah, Rodawg gonna do what he can to fight the road fight. Nolan probably drops another road here. The 8 or 3 for 1. Yeah, that's the other thing. Nolan has all this production, but no port. So if he rolls weird, it might get ugly. Did not mention that earlier, but without a port, things could get gross for you. Yeah, just drop her into that 3 for 1. You'll be fine. Just gotta believe. Yeah, so it looks like Nolan has 3 VPs and Rodawg has 2 VPs. Like the VPs might just be out of the deck. That is what I am assuming. Trying to think what other dev Rodawg could even have. Maybe a Yop? Both road builders have been played, so it can't be a road builder. Back on the 9. 11 rolls. The 2! Alright, a 6. And the 5. That's likely it. GG. Alright, nicely done, DudeNolann. I was a little scared there for a sec, but he managed to get it done. The board skip has been used, though. It is 2-2. Wow. Using your board skip in the 4th game of the tournament? That's bold. It is 2-2, though. Wow. Alright. Let's keep going. I'll be honest, commentating a best of 7 is almost as hard as playing a best of 7. I'm kind of tired, chat. But I'm having a good time. We're watching some fire 1v1.
Hey, Agron.
Oh, we're using a timeout.
Yep, Rodawg's is in timeout, so 5 minutes on the clock.
No worries. Dude, that's actually perfect timing. I was about to say my mouth is salivating for water, man.
Perfect. I'm not going to hang on the mic, to be honest. Sorry, I'm going to use my 5 minutes, so I'll catch you.
Oh, you're good, man. Don't worry about it. All right, chat. Like we said, 5-minute timeout for the players, so I'm going to use this opportunity to get some I didn't do so earlier.
Calando.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
How you feeling, Rodawg?
Oh, I'm chilling. I got DudeNolann to use his board reset in a first round non-elimination game.
He was pretty cooked on that board, to be fair.
Dude, yeah, 6-9-10 was really good. I feel like your only chance there is if like the 3 abnormally rolls well early on, and you get like both autos.
Yeah.
I need to see a picture of this board that got reset.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure if I would have used a board skip on it, but I think it's an admirable use of the board skip. His back was against the wall. He goes 3-1, and then maybe it's just like a mindset thing. You have to shift your mindset to keep going, you know?
All right. Well, I'm back and ready whenever. I'll wait for him to come back.
That was the fastest 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
I just had to take a B, man. I was holding that shit in.
I respect it. Commentator needed water anyway, so it was a good time for the timeout.
This is taking so long, man. I was hoping to be done by now, unfortunately.
It's a best of 7, man.
Oh, thanks, Griff.
It's like my bedtime in 30 minutes.
I'm gonna have to schedule like what, a 3.5 hour window to do this. Maybe like 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. I think 2.5 hours is what best of 7 will likely be.
Oh, fuck that free road plow.
What do you do there, Squash? 5-9-10, 5-4-3 or something?
Oh, I don't think I board reset this, to be honest. 5-9-10, 10-8-5. And you get.
All right, Agron,
well, you
we're
can
gonna
get.
start in about like 20 seconds here. Jump back off the mic.
I think on that board reset board, you should get on the 3 or in some way a second. I was thinking maybe like 3-9-10, 8-5-3. Just like double down on the 3, honestly. And just pray.
There's so many road plows that it sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love it for that aspect, but at least if Rodawg does decide to go 4-5-11 and play to 6-4-3, at least he self plows. Because he removes his expansion on the 5-6-11. Again, I don't love it, but that's just what I was potentially thinking if I had to play that board. Didn't want to use my board reset. Alright, it looks like they will be starting up the next game momentarily. In fact, maybe they started already. They did start. Alright. Back at it again for the 5th game in the series. Right? 2-2? Yeah, 2-2. So this is the 5th game in the series. Oh boy. Alright. Listen, first match at Titans, and we might make it to games. I think that would be hype. I think anytime the series makes it to 7, we're feeling good. Anyways, I did not talk about the board, but DudeNolann did retake green. It is 2-2. Gonna let me cook with Chord 8s after they just won that game? Yeah, dude. We're leaving Chord. That's interesting, actually. I don't know if I like the decision to leave Chord 8s. Especially since 8-4-11, 8-5-3 is super playable. It's super good. 8-5-3 point up into the 8-10 for extra wheat. 8-4-11, point down. Oh, this is gross. Oh, interesting. Rodawg decides to point into the 5-4 instead of the 8-10. That's a choice. I guess it's like personal preference. You get on more wood brick, the 5-4. 8-10 gives you a bit more scalability faster, but I definitely like the scalability aspect of the 5-4. It's not like the wood's getting blocked. All you? Yeah, this is a decision. I don't know what DudeNolann is thinking about here. Because I don't love the idea of leaving coordinated 8s to Rodawg. This might be a mistake, chat. I would say endurance-wise, maybe it's getting to him, but we just took a break. 9-4-2. I mean, it's a move. Listen, I don't hate it. What, you get 5-9-10 expansion, maybe? If Rodawg beats you to this, you are hooked. Anyways, you are on the 9-or, doubled. It's not bad. It's not. Listen, I can get behind the 9-4-2 into the 5-9-10. I just don't love the idea of leaving Rodawg the 8s. Really don't. I guess if anything, you get robber control on the 8s, which is nice. You stack enough devs, you get robber control. But you're essentially playing 8s versus 9s, so I'm not sure. Not sure, man. You're also taking a huge risk, which is essentially an equal race. Well, I guess it's not that equal. DudeNolann did start with a road. So did Rodawg, though. So what? Rodawg needed 3-5-4 to roll, and Nolan needed 10-6-4? 10-6-4, 5 or 2. Like 10-6-4 and then 5 or 2 to roll. Yeah, I don't know what I prefer there. I feel like those race odds are pretty even. Let the Dewey cook. True. Yeah, I don't know, man. Court 8s is still a serious problem. I thought Rodawg was going to go for the 8-10, personally. Because then at least if your 8's blocked, you share the same wheat as Nolan. And it gets you on the double wheat, double ore off your first expansion. 6-4-3 is a choice. Again, I don't think it's bad. I actually think it's quite good. I just don't know if it's what I would do personally. Maybe me personally, I tend to value production more. So whatever gives me more flexibility to build cities or pop devs, I think is what I would consider a bit stronger. But I don't mind 6-4-3. I think it's a great spot to expand to. Again, I'm just not sure if I would have done it first. Best of 7 is grueling. You're hoping you win 4-0 or lose 0. Bro, if I lose 0-4 against Phantom, I'm gonna be a little sad. I won't lie. I will not lie. That would be... Yeah, so DudeNolann gets the city. 9-or, unblocked. Has army pacing, too. Huh. DudeNolann might have had a little bit of intuition here. These chord 8s. Maybe he cooked with them so hard in the last game that he knew that they were going to be dry this game. They haven't rolled that much for Rodawg. Or, like, Robber's just been on the 8-wheat the whole game. It's a pretty difficult spot, honestly. A little shocked how this is playing out. I feel like every time I lead my opponent's high coordinated numbers, like a chord 6 or wheat or a chord 8 or wheat, I just get cooked. But I guess DudeNolann's built different. They are both playing slow AF. Yeah, dude, that's the other thing with this being best of 7. Like, I feel like the rate that players play at varies significantly. And I feel like in this tournament, I feel like players are definitely going to take their time on the turn. Make sure they're making the absolute best decisions with their hands. I mean, as you should. You definitely should do that. Also, what's up, Phantom? How you doing, buddy? Alright. What a hold. Oh, man. Yeah, listen, sometimes when your back's against the wall, all you can do is just hold. And I guess this was a good hold. Road builder. Where are we road building to? I feel like we have a lot of options here. We have a couple roads in hand, don't we? Going to Brickport. Brickport? I don't... Brickport. I guess maybe he has a lot of brick in hand. He does have some brick in hand. So is this Road Settle City? That would be pretty huge, not gonna lie. It is. Wow. Nice. And then Nolan 7's out? The turning point? Wow, big turn for Rodawg. Oh, and the 7 right back. It's falling apart. Okay, DudeNolann has a knight. He's fine. 8 rolls. 3 rolls. I guess now with the Brickport, Rodawg has a little bit more flexibility with his wheat being blocked. Like, it's not as big of a deal now. I guess that's interesting. Didn't quite have that idea when I saw him expand to 6-4-3. But it's actually pretty smart. It's actually very smart. And then the thing is like, he'll still have potential road play as well. So, very interesting. Yeah, that was a really rough orbit for Nolan. Rodawg survived that massive hold. Road settles cities, and then DudeNolann 7's out, and then he's forced to use his knight like that, because Rowan immediately rolls another 7. That's a really tough series of turns for Nolan. Definitely still gives life to Rodawg, though. His best of 7 is like waiting for a drunk dude to get out of the toilet. What does that even mean? I feel like I'm a little bit concerned with, like, what you're thinking based off of the fact that you brought up that analogy. Like, I feel like you've seen this before. Or, you know, like, maybe you were the drunk dude that got off the toilet. Which, to be honest, it's completely okay if you were. That's ball knowledge. My god, dude. Wait, did we just yacht for a pop? Oh. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess you need to get momentum some way with the robbery here. A little unfortunate that Rodawg can't seem to keep it on DudeNolan's 9. I guess this is potentially smart, because DudeNolann doesn't have a knight, and Rodawg is potentially able to swing the robber control back into his favor, even if it's for a short time. Yeah, that was very short-lived. I think DudeNolann has knights again. Tough. That's really tough. Did he not pull a knight? Okay, I was about to say. Oh! DudeNolann brought himself over! And then 7 out. Oh. I guess he didn't mind dropping 5 wood, but that is something you have to be cognizant about. You have to be cognizant whether or not you want to put yourself over and potentially 7 out. Playing the knight. I completely understand why he did it. An 8 rolling there is really bad for him and really good for Rodawg. So I totally get why he would take that risk, especially if the only consequence is dropping 5 wood. GG's? No, not quite King Cross. In 1v1, you play to 15 points. So generally, getting both win conditions is advisable and usually very advantageous. DudeNolann with the 7 wheat mono. Yeah, that's probably game. Yeah, no worries, man. I got you. Just imagine waiting to take a dump, and then when you go in there, it's a drunk dude sleeping on the crapper. Yeah. Yeah, no worries, dude. It's actually not over yet, but I do think DudeNolann is probably winning. I mean, surely that's game. Gates. Let's go. Wow. What a game, man. DudeNolann's fighting. All right. DudeNolann is up 3-2. It is 3-2. Wow. Okay. If DudeNolann wins the next game, the series is over. This is game 6. 6 games. Okay. So, based off of how this has been going so far, if you're a Titans player, you should probably schedule 2 to 2.5 hours to play your match, essentially. Because if you get to game 7, probably going to be 2 to 2.5 hours. I mean, they've been playing a little slow, but I feel like they've been playing relatively fast as well. In a weird way. 3-2, gotta root for the tie? Oh, damn. Durst wants a game 7. To be fair, I also want a game 7. I think a game 7 would be sick for the first series. I think if a series makes it to game 7, it really proves how formidable the players were here. It's actually kind of crazy, dude. Like, imagine if DudeNolann didn't use his board skip, lost to Rodawg there, and played that game, what, it would be 3-2? Instead of, like, 3-2 for Rodawg instead of 3-2 for... So that board skip completely put him in favor. First pick here, 8-4-3. How do I feel about that? I don't hate it. What, you're getting 5-9-10 or 4-8-10? It's not bad. Doesn't second just cook here with the 6s? 3-2, yep. feel like we got to be a little bit careful here. For Nolan, we're playing with coordinated fire again. I guess the idea of 8-4-3 is you likely get the 6-4-11 expansion, because I don't... Rodawg might start with that sheep here. 9-6-3, 5-6-11? Or maybe you do 4-5-11 and try to get the other sheep wood spot. Nah, you do 5-6-11. Let's not troll, you're doing 5-6-11. Every time. Every time. Nolan could do something interesting here and go 4-9-11 and plow the 8-4-3, which would cut Rodawg's road network and also start him off with the double wheat. And he builds on to the best sheep. I don't think he's going to do it, though. I don't think he's going to do it. I don't think that's a good play, honestly. I think just keeping it simple and going 4-8-10 here is probably. Could also opt for... Oh, he's going for it! Wait, what? Oh. Okay, that's a little dicey. I don't know. I don't hate the play. My only issue with this is Rodawg is still guaranteed to get the 5-9-12. In which case, I don't really think this accomplishes much of anything. Because DudeNolann was already going to expand onto more wheat with 6-4-11. I think this is actually a mistake. What's the score? It's 3-2 in Nolan's favor. So, if Nolan wins this game, he wins the series. Also, Nolan already used his board skip for the whole tournament. Oh my god. Yeah, this is still going, Kyla. This is a marathon. Listen, I told Nolan when he said we were doing best of 7, I'm like, are you sure? That's a lot. I already feel tired playing dual division points, so this is gonna be even more exhausting. Rowan's this one easy on to game 7. I agree, Isaac. I think DudeNolann messed up here. I think he overcomplicated this. I think you have to take the 4-8-10. And then try to remove the sheet from Rodawg almost entirely. I just think leaving chord 6s is too much. It's too much. Yeah, this is scaling way too quickly. This is already way out of hand. Yeah, Rodawg's on the 5-9-12. Double city. Yeah, I don't know how you recover here as Nolan. I think it's already over. Wow. 2 hours of 1v1 is crazy? A bit, Kyla. Apparently, now we know that we need to schedule with a 2 to 2.5 hour window in mind on the off chance it gets to game 7. You know? Actually, I'm not even going to say off chance. Like, literally everyone in this tournament's a good 1v1 player. Almost everybody. I'm kidding, by the way. No, but yeah. Anyways, I do think this match is probably over. Oh yeah, Rodawg's gonna hit the ore port as well. Oh my god. Oh no. Way back, it's been an hour and 56 minutes. Yep. Keep in mind, they did use one timeout. I believe Rodawg used his 5-minute timeout. DudeNolann also still has a timeout, so we could still see one more timeout be used before game 7. Just really lock in, you know? Like, they each get a 5-minute timeout. For a total of 10-minute break between the two players. Yeah, that's just for one series. Correct. The board skip is you get one for the whole tournament. DudeNolann already used his board skip, by the way. Like, that's gone. He's not getting another one. I think Rodawg makes it a tie. I think I agree with you. Full-heartedly. This is very difficult for Nolan to come back from, I think. Not impossible, but I do think it's difficult. Although it does look like DudeNolann might have a little bit of robber control. I mean, Rodawg is maxed out on cities, so he can't build another city. So all Nolan has to do is just hammer the sheep, right? Oh, interesting. We're blocking the 6 wheat. Why, though? The 9 gives him wheat. And you need to block the 9 so that way Rodawg can't buy more development. Yeah, I don't quite agree with that block, to be honest. Playing out like the 2025 NBA final. I mean, it's not really overtime. Like, it's a best of 7, so it's either a 4-game series, a 5-game series, a 6-game series, or a 7-game series, depending on the win-to-loss ratio. So, but minimum, you still need to 4-0 an opponent to win the series in the fastest amount of time. Like, that's not easy. Like, honestly, even 3-0ing an opponent feels pretty difficult. Like, you know, when you do that in dual division playoffs, you feel really good, you know? But it's definitely not something that happens all the time. And more games means more likely to get boards that favor one person over the other. So, oh, that was a big hold from Nolan. Wow. Big hold. All right, I mean, listen, Nolan's bringing it back. He's on the wood port. Means 4 is a very activated role now. Has dev control, has a road path. I didn't quite believe in this idea, but I'm definitely getting down with it. I think if Nolan can keep up the pressure and maybe get the 3-11 to break any chance of Rodawg getting road, I think we might have a series winner. I'm not sure. It's still very close. Rodawg does have 4 down devs after all. Yeah, I know you did that to me, Icy. Because I played at 9 a.m. like an idiot. I played those games so badly. Like, I looked at them later, after like 2 hours, and I'm like, man, I couldn't have played these games. I basically handed you the dual division crown, bro. I like this for him. Nah, yeah, for sure, dude. It looks like Rodawg just has non-knights, actually. Nope. He's playing a knight. Why did he delay the knight? I guess he has mono. That's the only reason I could see him delaying usage of the knight there. Yeah, he must have the other mono. Because why else would he delay the knight? Oh! Wow, that's a big 7. I think DudeNolann needed that. I feel like a 6 or a 3 rolling there is just devastating for Nolan. Rodawg 7ing out is huge for Nolan. There's definitely life here. There's hope. Because say Nolan can't chase army and he's just sitting on like 2 VPs. He is at 12. So if he just secures road by getting the 311, I think he'll be fine. Maybe. Still not fully sure. It's going to be close, chat. It's going to be really close. I called it off the hop, to be fair. Like, right off the bat. Yeah, kinda. I don't know, man. I wasn't fully... I wasn't fully having faith in this 4-9-11 play, gonna be honest. I felt like maybe this is a little overzealous, but it is working. I figured maybe just taking the 4-8-10 and then just building into the 6-4-11 and having the double wheat, double ore with the coordinated 8s for the ore sheep seemed pretty good. You also, oh, sorry, you take 5-9-10 to, or wait, no. You take 4-8-10, and then you build into 5-9-10 to basically lock Rodawg out of the sheep. I guess you could still build 2 roads up to the 9-12, so maybe you don't do that. Yeah, I think you just prioritize 6-4-11 first if you're Nolan. I definitely did like this idea just off rip because you diversify your wheat hexes significantly. There's the road builder. Is that a game? Oh, it's not game. It's close though. Yeah, Nolan losing 3-11 there is very bad. The 6 rolling there might have just did Nolan in. I don't know if Rodawg has 2 VPs, but if he does, that is the game. Does he have it? 2 VPs, drop a city? He has the ore port, so... Oh, mono. Okay, yeah, that's probably a game. Oh, man. Yeah, I think 4-9-11 was just a little overzealous. I like the idea in theory, but I think leaving coordinated 6 is just too much. GG. All right, game 7. There's a game 7, and we're using a timeout. All right. We are using the second 5-minute timeout for the players. DudeNolann is using his timeout. He's got to lock in for this game 7. A lot is on the line. Well, actually, just him continuing in this tournament is on the line, but I guess I would consider that a lot. He did already use his board skip, so.
Yep, I'm taking my timeout now too.
Yeah, I know.
All right, perfect. All right, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, chat. Oh, honestly, it could go to either one of these. It's been a well-thought series. DudeNolann used his board skip well, at the very least. Like, I do think that board is very difficult to play when Rodawg takes the 6-9-10. And again, it's like a mindset thing. It's like, if you're playing from 3-2 versus 2-3, I think that matters a lot from a mindset perspective. You just kind of needed a bit of a reset there. Rodawg doesn't know me, but he's my dog. True. Yeah, Rodawg was actually one of my favorite people to meet in person finally at US Nationals this year. That was like super hype. Unfortunately, Nationals won't be like that in the near future because they're switching to doing regionals and only doing top 16, which is really sad. I'm just happy I got to go to a traditional Nationals once before it got removed. I'd have been really sad if I didn't get to go again. I think Rodawg has the advantage solely because he still has the skip. Although best to say, that is true. That is very true, Durs. Bro, imagine if we see both board skips used in this first series. Oh my god. Just imagine. That would be insane. I'm almost starting to think maybe like one board skip per series for each player would have been more interesting, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe that's too overpowered. Maybe you swing the shift too much. Absolute cinema for sure, man. Listen, the first series making it to game 7, sick. Honestly. Yeah, we definitely have a lot of DudeNolann. Shout out to DudeNolann for organizing Titans. I think it's super sick what he's done for 1v1 for the community in general, kind of making it a bit more mainstream. Obviously, doing all the YouTube content definitely helps with that too. Obviously, like Phantom and a couple of others were doing YouTube content for 1v1, and they've definitely made it more mainstream as well. But I think DudeNolann has done a good job giving a bit more life to like the invitational aspect of 1v1. Like this basically wouldn't exist. Like Dual Division in itself would not exist if DudeNolann didn't propose and push for it so much in champs in recent times. So
All
shout
right,
out to
starting
him for
back up
doing
here.
that.
About 10
honestly.
seconds.
All right, cool. So it's one board skip for the whole tournament. I was just potentially theorizing if it would be more interesting to have one board skip per player per series. But it's one board skip per player for the whole tournament. And DudeNolann already used his. Yep, whole tournament. Thank you, Kelly. All right. We're locked and loaded for the final match of DudeNolann versus Rodawg in 1v1 Titan. The first series of the tournament reaching game 7. Impeccable. Absolute cinema. Wait, I don't have the link. Why don't I have the link? What? Alright, I'm gonna improvise and use DudeNolann's POVs. I don't have the link. I think they forgot to send me the link, dude. I could look at DudeNolann's POV. I would definitely prefer to look at it from a blank slate. I think that would be more interesting from a commentary perspective. I actually have not been looking at DudeNolann's POV. personally. Hopefully one of them sends me the link. Alright, well, I guess I'll just have to work with what we got. We're using DudeNolan's POV. That's fine with me. Let me just pull it up on my computer so don't have to squint. I'm looking at it on my phone. That would definitely be better. Oh, I don't want to listen to myself. Hold on. Alright, there we go. Now I don't have to listen to myself. Let's go! Alright. So, I haven't really looked at the board, but it looks like DudeNolann has placed 5, 8, 10, 10, 9, 2, and Rodawg has 5, 6, 9, 9, 6, 3. Once again, we're working with some coordination on Rodawg's side. DudeNolann, not so much. But DudeNolann also has access to a very strong expansion spot in the 5, 8, 10, which would technically give him double or double wheat, double sheep. Listen, I'm not discounting the Dewey. You should never discount the Dewey. To be fair, he could still work his way up to the 8-4-3. So I like those expansion prospects for DudeNolann. Rodawg is going to have, what, 4, 5, 11? Maybe? I don't think... Does DudeNolann go to the 4, 5, 11 first if he has it? I mean, he doesn't. But... Oh! Oh, wow. Okay. Alright, I see you, Rodawg. That's going to make the 9 incredibly volatile. That's actually really scary. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Yeah, just go to the 5, 8, 10. It'll be fine. Yeah, I do think getting the 9 doubled like that is very bad. Am I delayed? Well, I'm watching Nolan's POV now, like the rest of you. So, I'm not looking at anything specific beforehand. Listen, I don't know how the commentary itself would be delayed. I'm not sure. Oh, that's a nasty 4 for 1. Keep in mind, because I wasn't looking at Nolan's POV before, I wasn't looking at his specific hands. I was just basing off plays like what I think would happen. But now that I have direct access to his hand, like you lovely viewers, I'm commentating it a little differently. But yeah, I mean, listen, 10-9-2 City's very good. You're going to match or with Rodawg. And the 5-8-10 is also good, being on the double wheat. I think you definitely have more control than Rodawg, but I feel like this control is almost fake, because realistically, it's only going to take a couple of 9s for things to get very out of whack. The art of knowing when to hold a knight is lost on DudeNolann. When you haven't rolled a 7 in ages, you have to hold the knight. Yeah, potentially. I do definitely agree that holding your knight, even when you think you don't need to hold your knight, is probably advisable. Oh, we're 4 for 1-ing again for another city. The double city. The scalability. I love it. But the issue now is we don't have a play on road as Nolan. And by citying twice our army aspects, we're going to be behind on that. We do have the sheep advantage, though. So maybe, just maybe, we can keep up. Oh. Never mind. Oh, yeah, that road builder probably sealed the deal, gonna be honest. Yeah, losing the 8-4-3 is Nolan. I'm not gonna say it's GG yet, because there's always a chance, but that is a devastating blow to Nolan's game. That is gonna be very tough. Very, very tough. Yeah, this got spicy quickly, for sure. I do agree. Watch the stream live. You're behind. Am I not watching it live? I'm literally watching it on his thing, like on his feed. I get what you're saying. I don't have access to the link. They didn't send me one. So this is all I can do. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Unspeakable things. Actually, that's a lie. I've actually never had a Klondike bar. So I actually don't know what I would do. Are they good? Are they good, chat? Are Klondike bars good? Yeah, I don't know, man. That road builder plow probably sealed the deal for Nolan. Dude, I don't know what you're supposed to do. You definitely are gonna need army, without a doubt. You absolutely need army as Nolan. Like before, it was maybe possible to win without army. Now you need army. Oh, they are tasty. W commentary from Agron. 2 hours. Yeah, dude. To be fair, I'm used to commentating for long periods of time. I cover games for King of Catan all the time, and those games usually last 2 hours, so I'm definitely used to commentating for a long time, Icy. Don't you worry about that. Yeah, I think if I'm Nolan, I'm just focusing on buying as I can. Because if I lose army, I'm cooked. And the other thing is... Oh, 8-4. I mean, that's a choice. I don't think it's bad to go on the 8-4. Every 8 is very explosive for sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that decision. I don't. Rodawg still gets road for the long term. Just has better production. DudeNolann still has the robber control, though. Did Rodawg pull an RB? He did. He dropped 2 roads to 3-10-11 and then played a road builder to the 8-4. All in the same turn. So. Dropped 4 roads. Just like that. How do you get all the way to double the 9 so early with just the 3 wood? He started with a road, and then I believe the 3 rolled twice, Isaac. So that was a little lucky from road. It was... Yeah, so it was either the 3 rolled twice... Wait, so did he pull both RBs? Is that what happened? He pulled both RBs? That's crazy. That's crazy if that's true. He pulled both RBs. Man. That's kind of a tough break for Nolan, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, what are you gonna do? Again, shoutouts to Nolan for running the Titatns Tournament. But this is looking doom, unfortunately. Man, what a run though. This was a great series of games, and you know, like again, it's not like he went out without using his board skip, right? He at least used his board skip. But this is the end of the line. RB Road. No, Isaac. I was talking about, or Icy. I was talking about getting to the 9-4-11. I definitely know he used an RB to get to the 8-4-3, but did he use an RB to get to 9-4-11 early as well? I don't recall. Yeah, of course, King Crafts. I definitely enjoy commentating Catan. I'm actually going to be commentating the King of Catan Bandit Bowl, which is their opening game for Season 20 of the Premier League tomorrow morning on my Twitch. You could catch that at twitch.tv/awesome_agron. So if you have any interest in Catan at all, that's definitely going to be Catan played at some of the highest level. So it's going to be a good game. Got some great players in that game tomorrow. Don't think so for the RB to get to 9-4-11. Okay. Then he must have just rolled 2 3s. I mean, it happens. It's not impossible on balanced dice to roll 2 3s early like that. It is unlikely, but it's not impossible. You know? When's the next matchup of this tourney? I don't believe other matchups were scheduled yet. This was just the opening series match, essentially. And that's gonna be it, I think. Dang, dude, that's crazy. So unlucky with Nolan getting all the non. Yeah. The worst part about 1v1 is when you know you need to flip army and you pull nothing but non-knights. That's really tough. It actually happened to me in my semifinal game against Isaac in the round 5 game. If I pull like 2 knights, I probably flip army. But honestly, I maybe still lose that game anyway. I think the same applies here, to be honest. Even if Nolan pulls the knights and flips army, Rodawg pulls the VPs, so I don't think it would matter, unfortunately. Ooh, and a 7 out, man. Hate to see it. There goes the sheep. There goes the sheep. Damn. Never lucky, chat. Never lucky. That's a really brutal 7. But it does look like Rodawg is going to take the series. And move on to the quarterfinals. Yeah, so it's just 16 players in this tournament. This is the preliminary round, round 1, which is the 16 players. Then round 2 will be quarterfinals, top 8. Round 3 will be semifinals, top 4. And then round 4 will be the end, the final. What a series, man.
What
Wow.
a series. Oh my god. Every game was back and forth.
Every game was back and forth. I do think you got a little unlucky in that last game, but I'm not sure if it would have mattered much. I'm not sure if I agreed with leaving 963 open to Rodawg. I think that's very dangerous.
What a
Hey.
series, guys. Good shit.
What a series, dude.
GG, Rodawg.
Yeah,
Well
good
played.
game,
Well
man.
played.
It's a
I'm
fun
glad
one.
I'm glad I at least I made it to game 7. I am the first out in my own tournament. It hurts a little bit, but I made it to game 7.
Yeah, I told you, man. Now you just get to focus on the commentating.
That is true.
I didn't want
Yeah.
to.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Dude. No,
I get to focus. Yeah. So yeah. My bracket's busted already.
Yeah, so now you get to commentate all the matches, dude. This is the only match I got to commentate. I figured I would basically commentate the ones you can't because you're playing, but since you're out now,
You only got one in. You only got one. That's it. That's all I could do for you.
Man. Unfortunate. Oh man. I mean, to be fair, you did use the board skip early, but I guess it was necessary because if you didn't use the board skip, you would have lost at what?
Yeah, I
6?
think the board skip did work out for me. I got up to 3-2. I thought I was looking good.
Right.
But couldn't
I
close
actually
out.
thought you were looking good too. Believe it or not, I did mention the 4-9-11 play that you did during the placements of the 6 game.
Yeah.
But then I looked at it again and I'm like, I don't think you should do it because I think you're just leaving too much to Rodawg at the top of the board. 5-9-12, the 4-5-10, the OR port. It's just a lot, right?
Mhm.
I think honestly you just go 4-8-10, maybe get the 5-9-10, and then 6-4-11, I guess. And then just play with that. But I mean, to be honest, your idea was good too. Like I said, I did mention it. I just thought maybe it was a little too ambitious.
Yeah. I did get 3 victories. I could have possibly held Army if the devs were different, but I guess maybe not. He did. It was 7-4, so maybe not actually. But
yeah, yeah. The thing is, it's like the situation where it's like even if you flip Armies, Rodawg's pulling VPs. So
right.
I'm not sure if it even matters in this last game, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was the first series of the 1v1 Titatns Tournament.
That was the first
Do you guys
series.
have any thoughts on any of the games?
Rodawg was definitely a strong player. Not that I underestimated him before, but definitely proven his strength here. Ro, you're looking at the winner of Dashed versus Rayman. Any thoughts on who you'd rather see or how that's gonna go?
Probably Dash.
You want to see Dash, or you think Dash is gonna win, or both?
I think he's gonna win, and I want to see him.
Yeah.
For sure. That makes sense.
Nice. All right. Well, good luck for that match when it goes.
Thanks. Yeah, good games, fun games.
Good games. Good luck, Max.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, guys. I definitely had a blast commentating it.
Agron, thank you so much for
I only get to
commentating.
do one, but
yeah,
I guess
sorry.
it's better than none.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
I appreciate you. Thank you for commentating, though. It was such a big help.
Of course, man. Very fun.
Yep. All right. I'm going to sign out for these guys.
For sure.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Guys, if you do enjoy these 1v1 Titans series, don't forget to subscribe so you can catch all of the games. This was only the first matchup in the entire tournament, so much more to come. I am a little sad, to be honest. I'm first out. It hurts a little, but I made it to game 7. I think that was a really good showing. I put up a good fight. Rodawg was able to edge it out there, squeak it out at the end. So that's how it goes. Like Agrod said, or like Rose said, I will be able to focus on commentating these rest of the games, so we don't have to worry about bringing in commentator hosts. So at least there's that, I guess. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more 1v1 content. GG's, and good luck next. Also, just so you know, the best way to find out when these matches are going to happen is to join the Catan Championship Discord. So if you're not in the Discord, you should join it, and it's easiest to see when all the matches will be scheduled, because as soon as they're scheduled, we make a big announcement and post about that's when the time is going to be. If not, I will try and keep the YouTube audience updated as well, but the Discord is definitely going to be the best way if you are very interested. So thanks for watching, everybody. GG's. Good luck next game.